If you're spending hours analyzing stocks but still feel like you're guessing, you're not alone. I tested Seeking Alpha Pro and Premium and Alpha Picks for months, digging into hidden flaws and standout features. Here's what no one else is telling you. Alright, let's just be honest here. Before I spend any money on any stock research tool, I actually just go straight to the reviews. I don't test out the tool myself and figure it out before looking at what people say. But not like the flashy ones that are plastered on the homepage of the websites. I'm talking about like the raw, unfiltered stuff, the one-star complaints, like the people who felt burned, because that's where the real truth usually lives. So yeah, I went digging into Seeking Alpha reviews, thousands of them, and here's what I found. One user warned that many of the analyst reviews were politically charged. He felt that Seeking Alpha was pushing an agenda, especially against the current administration and even Elon Musk himself. Now, that's a pretty heavy accusation there, but here's the thing. Seeking Alpha actually responded to that complaint directly. They acknowledged the concern, they emphasized their goal of keeping content objective and investment focused, and even encouraged readers to flag content that crosses the line. That doesn't sound to me like a platform trying to hide. So to me, it sounds like a team that's trying to moderate an open platform with a wide range of contributors and trying to go after the facts. In my experience, the majority of the content is purely stock focused. Sure, you'll get the occasional opinionated piece, but those are easy to spot and skip if you don't like them. And look, platforms like this are bound to attract strong opinions about economics and stocks. That's kind of the point. But those reviews, they were rare too. Most folks had a very different story. One user said that he was able to easily investigate a specific stock, find clear answers fast, and that the entire platform, from creating an account to researching, was seamless. Another raved that Seeking Alpha had taken his investment knowledge to a completely new level, saying that it replaced the need to jump between 10 different sites. If I had to sum up the vibe from most users, it's that Seeking Alpha, especially its premium services, like Seeking Alpha Premium and Seeking Alpha Pro, isn't just useful, it's central to how they invest now. Alright, now let's look into the features, because this is where the differences between Seeking Alpha Pro, Premium, and Alpha Picks actually matters, right? So let's start with Seeking Alpha Pro. Right off the bat, Pro is for serious investors. If you're managing your own portfolio or advising others, it's built for you. One feature I kept going back to was their short ideas feed. This isn't just a list of tickers, it's full-on breakdowns of bearish takes from vetted analysts, ideas that you won't find anywhere else unless you're knee-deep in hedge fund research. And that list, only Pro subscribers get it. Then there's the top analyst ideas section. Here's why this one hit home. It ranks stock ideas from Seeking Alpha's top 50 analysts by sector, performance, and more. You can literally drill down by analyst history and stock performance. It's like having a pre-vetted list of stock research from the people who consistently get it right. And don't even get me started on the Pro Quant portfolio, or the PQP. It's an actively managed model portfolio that uses Seeking Alpha's proprietary quant system to identify 30 high-conviction stocks. It ranks them based on real metrics, value, growth, profitability, momentum, and also the earnings revisions. It's not like static, it updates based on actual market data. It tracks everything that you need. So I actually looked at PQP's movements over the past few months, and I'll just say this, it doesn't just chase hype, it finds really high quality plays. And then there's the pros upgrades, or the downgrades tab. If you like catching stocks as sentiment shifts, this one's gold. So it aggregates changes in strong buy ratings from the quant system, Seeking Alpha's analysts, and even Wall Street all in one place. You'll see what's gaining traction, what's cooling off, and on the other hand, Seeking Alpha Premium is completely upgraded. It's more flexible and even better suited for more intermediate level investors. Premium recently added advanced charting, and they nailed it. The charts now offer all the tools that technical analysts expect, better indicators, real-time data overlays, and a UI that doesn't look like it's from 2010. One feature that caught me off guard, well in a good way, was their redesigned analysis page with AI insights. So you get clean summaries and high-level AI-generated insights without digging through massive reports. If you're short on time or trying to filter through 20 stocks in an hour, this is a game changer. And speaking of AI, their virtual analyst reports take it even further than that. These reports consolidate company data, competitor analysis, valuation, and quant ratings all into one clean document. When I tested it, I could immediately understand the company's core proposition and how it stacks up. Another underrated tool is portfolio notes. Sounds basic, but it's huge. You can set alerts and add personalized notes tied to stocks in your portfolio. So for example, I set one to remind me to check a stock's next earnings report. It saved me from missing a key announcement. And the overall stock screening and market comparison tools, still some of the best that I've used. I compare it side to side with tools like TipRanks and Yahoo Finance, and Seeking Alpha Premium just felt more tight and more intuitive too, and more personalized. All right, and what about AlphaPix then? AlphaPix is totally different. It's not a research tool, it's a guidance service. Think, just give me 2 strong buy picks per month, backed by data, and tell me when to sell. That's AlphaPix. So here's what impressed me. It's not some anonymous newsletter. Every pick is based on Seeking Alpha's quant ratings, focusing on value, growth, profitability, and momentum. These aren't penny stocks. They're typically solid large cap picks with upside. I went back and I looked at AlphaPix's performance from July 2022 to early 2025. It's up over 136%. For context, the S&P 500 grew around 49% in that same window. That's not theoretical, that's actual return data. They also keep it pretty simple. 2 stocks a month, 1 at the start, 1 mid-month. You don't need to day trade or stress over market timing. It's truly built for the long-term investor who doesn't want to obsess over stock screens. One thing that stood out to me too, they'll even alert you when a pick drops to a sell rating. That's pretty rare. Most stock newsletters will hype over a pick, but will never actually tell you when to cut it. AlphaPix actually closes the Seeking Alpha Premium versus AlphaPix loop. So if you're overwhelmed by options, don't want to do the digging, but still want high conviction stocks, this could be the easiest way in. Now, no platform is perfect, but I've got to say, none of the issues I ran into were deal breakers. With Pro, I did notice that it's definitely not for everyone. If you're brand new to investing, the depth of analysis might start to feel overwhelming, but honestly, that's kind of the point. It's designed for users who want to start learning more and more tools and more insight, not less. With Premium, the only snag for me was that there's so much available that it's easy to get lost at first when you're starting there, and it's even more complex. But once you start customizing your homepage and watch lists and really matching your strategies, the platform becomes way more manageable. And for AlphaPix, it's definitely hands-off. If you want to be more involved in the day-to-day decisions or tweak the picks based on your own style, it might feel too passive. But for anyone who values simplicity and strong returns, it delivers. So yeah, these are a minor, little nitpicks, but easily worked around depending on what kind of investor you are. Now, when comparing Seeking Alpha Pro versus Premium versus AlphaPix, pricing is where people usually hesitate, and I get it, especially if you've been burned by overpriced subscriptions in the past. But here's the deal. All 3 tiers are priced in line with what they offer. Pro might feel pricey, but if you're getting institutional level research and access to ideas that you'd typically need to pay a fund manager for, that is pretty worth it. It's for people who are starting to take investing really seriously. Premium is more middle of the road. It gives you powerful tools at a price that's doable for most self-directed investors. And AlphaPix is actually one of the most budget-friendly options, especially when you consider the performance it's delivered. Check the link in the description for the most up-to-date prices and promos. So if you're deciding between Seeking Alpha Pro and Premium and AlphaPix, it really just comes down to how hands-on you want to be. I've personally used all 3, and they each bring something different to the table, but the bottom line is that you won't know which is right for you until you try it. So check the links in the description of this video to get started with our special discount and coupon.